All right, everybody, old K-PopZ is back. Listen, we got a special one here that I was told was out, and we've got a brand new one coming from them today on the other channel. So this is Recene. How a forgotten Recene song took over Korea 2 years later. Now, we don't know a lot about the making of Recene, so I thought this would be interesting to see before we did their brand new one. This is from the Noit. Please go support the Noit and Recene. I'll leave the information, the links down in the description. That's what we're all about, of course, is supporting the artists and the creators. We love to do that. So, yeah, let me know what's up. And let me know if there's more from Recene we need to look at. We're always glad to do that as well. All right? Let's check it out, see what we got. Let's go.
In 2024,
I love their
a song
sound.
came out and almost no one heard it. Two years later, it was #1. And this is how that happened. In early 2024, a small company called the Muse Entertainment got ready to debut its first girl group. There was no announcement that shook anyone, no years of teasers, no major label money sitting behind them.
Right.
Just a company most people had never heard of, putting 5 girls together and hoping it worked.
Now, see, that I knew. I knew they were from an unknown company at that point. So they're essentially the breaking point of the company, right? So it had to work. Let's see if it did. Well, we know it did because they were #1 not too long back. So
The group was called Recene. The name came from 2 words, scene and scent. The idea was simple. Music that brings back a moment the way a smell can, something you catch for a second and suddenly remember.
nice.
It was a soft, specific concept for a rookie group. The 5 members came from different places.
WONI Woni. 이게 내 이름이야.
Woni was the oldest and the leader, born in Gyeoje, a coastal city down south. She had been with the company since 2022.
3, 2, 1. 안녕, 난 미나미.
Minami came from Japan. Before Recene, she had made it deep into the survival show My Teenage Girl.
Aha.
제나야 안녕. 만나서 반가워.
Never saw that one.
Zena had her own history on camera, appearing on the show Stars Awakening and working as a visual model for the virtual group Mave while she was still in middle school.
안녕, 난 리브.
Liv came up through the company without a show behind her and became one of the voices
love
the
Liv's
songs
voice.
leaned on.
자,
I like
이제
Wani.
시작해볼게.
Don't get me wrong, but I love Liv's voice.
Y. 내 이름도 붙이고.
Mei, from Goyang, was the bright one, the member who kept the mood up. On paper, they had the pieces: survival show experience, a clear concept, a vocalist who could carry the songs.
Yep.
The one thing missing was people actually listening. The pre-debut single came first. Yo-Yo arrived at the end of February 2024, a light and playful track to introduce them. Then on March 26, they officially debuted with the single album Recene and its title track, The debut did what most small company debuts do. It happened. A few people noticed. The music videos picked up some views. The songs were clean and well made. And then the week passed, and the K-pop calendar moved on to the next debut and the one after that.
And not much
Recene
happened.
landed
Yep.
in a place a lot of rookie groups know well. They were doing everything right and still waiting for someone to look. The debut was clean. The concept was clear, but almost nobody was paying attention. In August,
But see, that can be a mistake too. That can go against the artist and the company themselves, or it can go against everybody who wasn't listening. And that's what happened with Recene. Uh, it went against everybody that wasn't listening at first, right? Same thing happened with XG. Nobody listened to the debut, and then boom. You know what I mean? And the debut said it all. Same with Recene.
2024, Recene came back with their first mini album, Syndrome. The title track was Love Attack. It was bright and easy to like, the kind of song that sits with you after one listen.
Yep.
There was nothing heavy about it. It just worked. Fun, clean, and put together with real care. And here is where the story starts to bend. Because the people whose whole job is to notice good music, noticed. At the end of 2024, Grammy.com put Love Attack on its list of 10 K-pop songs that stood out that year. Billboard named Syndrome one of the best K-pop albums of 2024. For a group this small, from a company this new, that kind of recognition almost never happens. Critics were literally telling people to listen, but most people still did not. And Recene kept going anyway. In February 2025, they released Glow Up. It sold better than anything they had done before.
Glow Up's a great.
A real step up
Yep.
in first week numbers for them.
Yep.
Billboard came back around too, putting the title track on its list of the best K-pop songs of the first half of 2025. Then came Deja Vu in the summer, and more of the same pattern. NME wrote about them, praising the soft and easy feel of their sound. The reviews kept using words like refreshing. The quality was there every single time. By late 2025,
Yep. It's just that sound that makes you smile, right? It's light, it's easygoing, it feels good, you know, good stuff.
they had put out another mini album, Lip Balm. Early 2026 brought a new digital single, Runaway. Release after release, Recene built a catalog that critics kept pointing to. And still, out in the general public, they stayed a name most people had never said out loud. In K-pop, there is a word for a group like this, new goo. It roughly means who, as in who are they? A group that exists, releases music, works hard, but stays mostly invisible. That was Recene for almost 2 years.
Yeah. And then, yeah.
So you had this strange gap. On one side, a group making music good enough to land on Grammy and Billboard lists. On the other, a public that had no idea they existed. Something had to close that gap. And nobody could have guessed what it would be. It started with Woni and a camera. Early in 2026, Wani opened her own YouTube channel. Not the group's official account, her own. She called it
안녕하세요, 원희입니다. 잘 부탁드립니다.
Months before that, back in the summer of 2025, she had been showing up on a YouTube series run by 2 comedians, getting a little more comfortable on camera each time.
일단은 그러면 왜 웃어?
People had started to catch on to her. She was funny in a way that did not feel planned, so she started posting her own videos. The channel felt nothing like normal idol content. There was no polish and no careful image. Just Wani being herself, pulling the other members in, filming the kind of everyday moments most groups keep off camera. It looked more like a friend sending you videos than a company promoting an artist.
갸루 모드. 신나게 놀아볼까잉? 썬데깡? 괜찮다. 잠시만.
Then, In late March, she posted a video about learning the gyaru look,
Okay, we haven't watched that. If y'all want to watch those, let me know.
a bold Japanese street style, with Minami leading the way.
아 진짜 싫어. 다리고 이렇게 해야 돼요? 아 해야지.
At one point, Wani, who is from Gyoje, joked that if Minami showed up in their hometown dressed like that, the locals would have something to say. Minami answered with a bright, silly shout.
너 지금 이러고 거제 가잖아. 너 거제 시민들한테 혼나 지금. 거제 야호. 거제 야호.
That was it. That was the whole moment. And it took off. Gyoje Yahoo spread across short-form feeds all over Korea. People who had never heard of Recene were suddenly repeating this one cheerful line. The Gyaru videos pulled in millions of views together.
이거 날씨가 이제 여름 아이가. 날씨가 아이다 너. 야.
You know, it's funny that it took that because it's always that moment, right? There's always a moment that happens that everybody goes, hey, wait, what? Who was that? You know, what happened there? It happens with everybody, right? I mean, you even look at the biggest groups in the world, like, I don't know, just as a for instance, Twice, right? When, like, UA was released, I mean, it wasn't panned, but it wasn't, you know, the big spectacular debut that everybody expected. And then Cheer Up happened, and everybody was doing the dance to Cheer Up, and it just catapulted them forward, right? Same thing here, you know?
Then Wani did another kind of video, sitting with Zena, who is from Gyeongju, the two of them talking in thick regional dialect. That one blew up too. The numbers moved fast. Wani's channel had a few 100,000 subscribers in late May. Within weeks, it was pushing past 600,000 and climbing toward 1 million. Her personal channel passed Recene's official group channel. Videos there were averaging around 2 million views each, numbers most groups her size never touch.
필요한 거 있으면 뭐 제가 뭐 한두 개 사드릴 수 있습니다.
And something bigger was happening underneath all of it. For the first time, the public knew who these girls were as people. The funny leader from Gyeoje, the Japanese member with the Gyaru style, the girl from Gyeongju with the dialect. They had personalities out in the open now, and people liked them. Here is where it gets almost hard to believe. While Wani's videos were everywhere, people started going back and listening to Recene's actual music.
Yep, and there it is.
And the song they landed on was Love Attack, the one from 2024, the one critics had loved and nearly everyone else had skipped. At the end of May 2026, almost 2 years after it came out, Love Attack re-entered the Melon Top 100. It came in near the very bottom, at number 98. For a two-year-old song from a Nugu group,
It was there.
even that was strange enough to make people stop and look. Then it kept climbing. Melon later said streaming of the song jumped by around 2,000% compared to before the videos went viral, and searches for
Crazy.
Recene were up more than 6,000%. The song moved up the chart day after day. 98.
Crazy.
Then the top 50. Then the top 10. Then the top 3. On the 8th of July 2026, Love Attack hit number 1 on the Melon Top 100. Number 1. A song released in August 2024. From a company most people still could not name.
Crazy.
The members found out while they were asleep. They had a schedule coming up and were resting when the news hit, so they threw on whatever was nearby and jumped onto a surprise live stream to talk to their fans. And they cried. Real, overwhelmed crying, the kind you cannot fake. They kept saying it did not feel real, that it felt like a dream, that all of it was because of the people who had stayed. Around the same time, Melon named Recene the standout act of the first half of 2026. The biggest chart story of the year, on one of Korea's biggest platforms, was a 2-year-old song by a group almost no one had been listening to. What happened next is the part that matters most. A viral moment is easy to have and easy to lose. K-pop is full of groups that caught a lucky break, had one big week, then faded back into the quiet they came from.
Oh, no.
The real question for Recene was whether any of this would hold. Early signs say it might.
What are they holding? It's an appointment certificate. K-pop girl group Recene or RESCENE have officially been named tourism ambassadors for QWER, a coastal city in southern Korea.
The city of Gyeoje, Woni's hometown, made Recene its official promotional ambassadors, turning that silly Gyeoje Yahoo line into something real. Then the rest followed. Suwon claimed Live, Gyeongju claimed Zena, Goyang claimed May. Every hometown the Korean members came from wanted the group as its own, and that fit, because those roots were a big part of why people fell for them in the first place.
여러분 이 나무 이름 뭘까요? 기린가!
Brands came calling. The convenience store chain CU picked Recene as its first K-pop idol group models. On the Rising Star brand rankings, they landed near the very top.
Nice.
Then they did the thing you are supposed to do when people are finally watching. They released more music. In July 2026, Recene put out a remake of Pretty Girl, the old Kara song. The choice said something. Back in 2008, Kara were a struggling group close to the end, and Pretty Girl was the song that started turning things around, on their way to becoming one of K-pop's biggest names. 18 years later, another underdog group picked that same song for their moment.
Yep, and that's the one we've got coming up on the other channel today.
When Love Attack hit #1, 3 other Recene songs were sitting in the top 100 right alongside it. People were going through the whole catalog, the one critics had been pointing at for 2 years. So why did it take Recene 2 years to be heard? The honest answer is that the music was ready the whole time. Grammy noticed. Billboard noticed. The people who listened closely all noticed. What was missing was a reason for everyone else to look, and for 2 years that reason just did not come.
And
then it came from the most unlikely place. A member with a camera, a silly voice, and no plan to go viral. One cheerful shout in a video, and suddenly the whole country was listening to a song they had walked past 2 years earlier. Most groups get one shot at a moment like this. Recene spent 2 quiet years getting good enough to deserve it. So when the door finally opened, they were ready to walk through it. Turns out the song was never the problem. People just needed a reason to press play.
It's truth. Truth. Great stuff. and a great group. A lot of fun, right? They're one of those that just has that light sound that leaves a smile on your face. And I love it. So we've got Pretty Girl coming up on the other channel later today. Thank you all for watching. We appreciate it very much. If there's more documentaries like this you want to see, I am happy to do them. You just let me know. All right? Thank you, and have a great day, everybody. This Soul Pops, we are out.